Hello and good night, and welcome to another episode of Tiki Room Radio, where we like to debate and discuss potential amazing new options for Disney World, where we argue and rebuke each other's opinions. And tonight we are back with the one and the only DisLife Marc. Hun, can you do me a favor and just hand me that phone over there? I forgot to grab the timer. Thank you. What's up, Justin? How are you, dude? All right, let's see. Marky Marks. The Funky Bunch is not open yet. Thank you. Sorry, I was listening to Tiana earlier and down in New Orleans. I was thinking about this earlier about why I just love her as a character. Not only I love her family and everything, but that in that music, what would you call that? Not collage, but that entire process. You watch her. She gets home. She's saving. She's investing for her future. She has a big, audacious, hairy goal. She literally crashes and then immediately gets back to work. Like, I feel that vibe all day. What's up, Brandon? How are you? What's up, Disney Mom? Justonian. What's up, Danielle? Where is Marc? Still no Marc. Where's my app being weird? I do have all of the topics for tonight in case Marc should be coming. I should probably text him. What's up, Chantal? What's up, Melissa? What's up, Valentini? Hey, Amy, how are you? Hey, Siobhan. Hey, Nicole, how are you? Oh, my Siri just went on. Yeah, welcome down. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Chris. So, also update on YouTube. So I re-rendered the Magical Race into 2 episodes because it was so long. It was over almost 2.5 hours. And YouTube, because I'm not a verified user, even though I have enough subscribers to go live and a couple other things, I am capped, I think, at 2 hours. So I broke it off as like an hour and 20 minutes, and then the remainder will be the following week. So it'll be a 2-part series. What hotel am I at? I'm at Mi Casa, or my casita, if you will. Where on earth is this dude? I texted him. I feel I'm going to like have to pull in Captain EO or somebody. I saw Joey was over at Oga's just before I got on. The Magical Race was amazing. It was really, really, really fun. What I enjoyed thoroughly about the Magical Race was it pushed us to think very logically on how to efficiently accomplish something. And it was funny when we would meet people and I would be filling out the items from the Magical Race. If you guys didn't see this, this was something that Danielle and Jason had come up with, but going to all the resorts, the parks, the speed bumps, the hidden Mickeys, all the transportation. It made you think of like how to effectively go through this. And other guests were, this is an iPhone Pro Max 13. Other guests were like, oh, how long do you have to do that? And I'm like, 1 day. They're like, what? I think most people would do that over the course of a trip. And to be honest, I think you should go to multiple resorts as a guest. I think you should take a day where you're not in the parks and really experience them, because that is a part of the magic. To do 18, a little much. A little much. I still don't see Marc. Am I missing something here? All right, hang on. I'm going to go on TikTok on my other phone and see if he's on there and my app is just being weird. DisLife Marc. It's showing that he's live. I don't get it. Wait, did he just get on? There we go.
What's up, my dude?
Hey, how are you?
There he is.
I thought you were asleep.
No. There he is.
I thought you were asleep.
No. No.
Okay.
Not sleeping.
Not sleeping. Wide awake.
Wide awake.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
That is it, my friend. How you been, man?
I am exceptional. I found a big. This is like a big deal for me, Mark. I have to tell you about this. I posted it, and it's a really crappy video. I'm so sorry. Like I stink at it, like trying to capture this while I was doing live. I really messed up the way I handled this. But when I was with the girls, I found on Peter Pan's flight a hidden Cheshire Cat, and I wasn't positive, but I swore I saw a smile that was the Cheshire Cat smile, like that exact smile. And I'm like,
Okay.
this would make perfect sense. England, UK, London, Cheshire Cat could work here. And where it was located is under where you know how if you get evac'd on the sides, they have those borders?
Yeah.
It's like a real snapshot right where Big Ben is turning around, and it's like in and out real quick. So I'm like, I don't know, but I am like 80% certain that there's truth to this. We go on yesterday with Ellie for her Carpe Diem day, and I get it on camera, and it is full blown a Cheshire Cat with a full smile and pink. It looks like it's sitting in a branch too. I am like, how is nobody? And I Googled for like 2 weeks before I got a chance to go back on the ride. I didn't tell anybody anything. And yeah, dude, like I feel like a modern day explorer finding this thing.
Confirmed Cheshire Cat, man.
Yeah, on Peter Pan's flight. It's like it's not on any hidden Mickey book. There's nobody who's ever done content on it. It's like its own thing. Like who knows how long it's been there, and how many other people have seen it and been like, I don't know. Sure, okay, I think that's the moon. I think most people probably think it's the moon because it's his his little crescent mouth.
Maybe it is the moon, but it's the Cheshire Cat disguising himself very chameleon-like as the moon.
I think. Well, yeah. I mean, but you see pink. Like you see his body and the teeth, the individual teeth, which is what made me freak out yesterday in the parks. So it's totally Cheshire. I agree.
Dude, I dig it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild.
Yo, this is like my third podcast of the day. We did news and review for Chip and Co. Then we have a new podcast called And Company. We did that. That drops tomorrow. And then I'm like, yeah, Tiki Room Radio. So we've got like 3 shows today, man. It is the day of the podcast.
What you guys didn't infer, but I did, was, this should be an easy one because Mark's brain is fried.
So, well, my brain is probably mush from the first one. It's like so ridiculous, man. Like the 3 of us, it's so ridiculous, these podcasts.
Yeah, but that's what keeps it fun, man. That's what keeps it fun. Because like you wouldn't do it. I mean, it allows you to share. Because listen, us Disney folks are a different breed, or just theme park people who are really, really into theme parks are a very unique breed, and we're super passionate about our opinions, and that's why this show really works. But it's awesome when you find a good group that you really connect with, and you can geek out and feel like not like a safe space, but somebody who gets you on the level. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a little nutty.
As a former Jackson native, right? Mm-hmm. Great, as a former Great Adventure Six Flags guy, did you see that the park made the news over in Yahoo Finance? They've suspended. They used to have an unlimited dining plan.
Yeah.
That people were leveraging it and putting it on social media of how to like break it. And it was like averaging to like 33 cents a meal. So Great Adventure was like, nope, done, canceled, nixed. We've got to rework this.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I was here's the thing. That's 1 to 2. I have a problem just in business in general is making decisions for the less than 1% of your customer base, right?
Yeah.
So if there's like a group that's taking advantage of a product or a service that's within your system and they're promoting it and they're getting your name out there, there's nobody who's going to go to Six Flags every single day of the week like this one person or 2 people are doing on social, right? This is good for your brand. It gets your brand name out there. And the first thing you do is close the gates. I would be like, please come and eat our food.
I was just going to say, because like, to me, the real news story is how many times has Great Adventure in Jackson been in the news, like in the mainstream media for something, just for anything, not even like something good, something bad, When was the last time they were talking about Great Adventure in New Jersey? And here they are talking about the park, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't want this press."
Dude, think about this, right? People are having some hard times. What if a bunch of families bought this and like it was a way to sustain their families during a really tough recessionary period in our country, right? And they
Yeah,
could have leaned into that and been like, "We're here to help you and
this
entertain
is
you at the same time." And people would be like, "Oh my gosh, what? That's so philanthropic." But no, they're like, "Oh, we're going to lose money." And that's the first thing they do is slam that stuff down. And it happens so much in business, and you forget about your customer base and like all the goodwill that you can do. And once again, it is the ancillary, little, tiny, minuscule part of your overall population. And how many people would go there and maybe purchase that plan and use it only like 2 or 3 times? And they
yep,
don't get the usage of it, but whatever.
unbelievable. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So yeah, it was so funny because like here I am on Diz Talk, and like the Diz Talkers are talking about Great Adventure, but from the aspect of like, hey,
Are they
Disney
right
fans,
now? Like this is like kicking
yeah,
off? I thought it was a while ago because I saw that dude like trying to like break the system like I don't know, maybe like a couple months ago.
yeah,
But it's resurfaced now because I guess of this news.
it all resurfaced, and a lot of so to apply the concept, people are applying it to Diz Talk to say when you've got something good, don't take the social media to ruin the magic or to try to say
Uh,
like, hey, you know, this is something that we should all be trying for. Hey, Mel, how are you? Because if you do that, you're going to spoil it for everybody. There's a grain of truth to that, and I think about those kind of things too of that kind of content, and I have to say I think that many of them have a point. I'm curious to see what you think about that, man.
okay. So there's a couple of things. Everyone is so addicted to this thought process of if I do something that's unique and different, I can maybe garner attention for it and gain subscribers or followers or whatever. And there is a certain piece to that, but the element that nobody's really realizing is that you don't control what works and what doesn't work, right?
Yep.
You don't get to control just because you did something unique to make it go viral. Because there's a lot of things that I've seen that are really awful behavior in the parks or whatever that don't go viral. And that's good. That's a good thing. But then there are the ancillary things that, yeah, I mean, people could abuse or do whatever. I also know a lot of people who do some pretty gray market nefarious things and they don't record it or do anything, but they're using it to their benefit. And I'm not a fan of that either. Because, like, once again, like, we're not here to try to take advantage of the places that we love. You
No,
know, there's no benefit to that either.
here, man. I agree. All right, so for tonight, did you pull stuff from Discord? Do you
I
want me to do it
did. I
right
did.
now?
You
Okay.
you sent me a message or I saw it on the Discord that you were pulling stuff from it, but I already picked a bunch of stuff, so
All right.
um
So,
we're good.
all right. So we're good. Spira is all good.
I want you to
We're
just
ready to
go. I
go.
want you to just go. You haven't been here. I want you to go. I want you to take the first one.
All right. Here we go. Aloha, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Tiki Room Radio. My name is DisLife Marc. This is the one and only Walrus Carp, and welcome to our Disney debate show. We are debating random topics provided by the Walrus Carp Discord server. Kirk, as always, welcome to the Tiki Room. Tell the people where they can connect with this Discord and become part of the show here.
Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. And yeah, Kirk from walruscarp.com. We made it super easy. Right at the top of our header, it says join our Discord because we want this to be a community that supports one another for free, complete advice, and you guys get to have your own opinions and feedback on a way to influence this show and the types of topics that we discuss.
All right, so all 5 of our topics have been chosen by Kirk, but they have been curated by the Discord community. I have no idea of what is coming, and that's half the fun of the show. If you're new here, definitely subscribe to this guy. Walrus Carp is doing some amazing stuff. I hang out with him on Thursdays, but we have a podcast called DisLife Podcast. We're talking about Disney parks, resorts, and dining over at DisLifePodcast.com. But we're going to pick 5 topics. Each one of us get 1 minute in order to discuss our position. The other party has to take the opposite position automatically, regardless of how they feel. We score the debate and not the topic. We ask the Discorders to score the debate. Don't worry about what is your favorite. Choose from the two of us who you believe has handled the debate the best. And then we have a 30-second rebuttal round as well. This is a lot of fun. It's never about who wins. It's always for bragging rights, and it's about living our best Disney lives here. Thank you. Ka Herrera 1 says, these make me so happy. These make me so happy as well. Congratulations to Jackie, Wishes Mama, who represented Team DisLife last week and took it home. Thank you so much. We had some family stuff going on. Linda's grandmother passed away, and so I had all of the kids, and I took them to see Lightyear. I wound up turning it into a fun night, a good night, but then we got home, and I was watching some of Tiki Room Radio from the car, man. So, Jackie, nice job. Yeah. Crushed it.
Okay, so I've been laughing because Angelina had the funniest comment, and for those that are listening to the podcast, they said, I think Marc's wearing a very odd-shaped hat, and it's because, Marc, your Tiki Room radio and your Tiki Room hat have now merged with the sign in the background. Your sign, like, perfectly blended, so it looked like you had, like, a three-piece, like...
Look, it's like I have horns.
Kids, this is called peacocking. All right, you ready, Bo Freddy? I've got a curated list here, and we'll start it off easy. You get to go first. I'm just going to concede that you get to go first. I have the timer already, and I'll give you the first topic. And this is going to be an open-ended one.
Okay.
Who would be on your ultimate meet and greet list? So meaning what character would be that one character that you would want to meet more than any other character? Could be face, could be costume. What would it be?
Wow, that's a great question. I need about 5 seconds to think.
Yeah, no problem.
That's a really great question.
Yeah, you know what's unique about the question is because it's not a question of who is available, right? Because that's very different. There's tons of characters that are available, less so in Disney World. I find that Disneyland Paris, Tokyo Disneyland, and even Disney or just regular Disneyland, and you actually got some of the experience when you were over there in Galaxy's Edge, seeing some of the characters that I desperately can't wait to be brought over here to World.
All right, I've got mine.
Okay,
I've got mine. I'm ready to go.
3, 2, 1, get it.
As a child, sitting on my living room floor, there was always one character that could instantly move me to tears and just make me so happy, and that is Luke Skywalker. If we could get some Mark Hamill-looking dude, even if it's like the bargain basement version of Luke Skywalker, I would be all in for that. Because if there was one character that kind of started me off as a dreamer, it would be Luke Skywalker. How many kids or young boys born in the early 80s and late 70s, their imagination got kickstarted by a galaxy far, far away. And that's so true for me at the age of 43, that Luke Skywalker took me out of my living room into a galaxy far, far away, just really cultivated that imagination for me. And it's never stopped. Like, Star Wars has always been that point or that genesis for me in my creative life and my desire to want to just do bigger things and dream bigger. And Luke Skywalker would be that chicken soup for the Star Wars kid soul, man.
I think, you know what, with now the Halcyon being posed as potentially having Leia and Han on it, they're opening up, and the fact that Galaxy's Edge had it, they're opening up the timelines for Batuu even. Yes. So it's not out of the realm. So super interesting. I like that. Okay, 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to root this in one that is super biased. Alice in Wonderland is my favorite film of all time. And when it comes to costume characters, there's one I've seen in Disneyland Paris that, listen, I would love to see Tweedledee and Tweedledum. That would be very cool. It'd be very, very cool to meet the Queen of Hearts. But to me, the Cheshire Cat. Every time I see the Cheshire Cat interacting with Alice in Disneyland Paris, just on a berm, it's just like Chip and Dale do outside of the Hollywood Brown Derby. Like, there's just, that dude makes everyone smile and laugh. And if he ever showed up just one time, That would be amazing. I do have another one that I love so much, Lotso, that they've had at Disneyland before as well. But
Yeah.
I can't. If I could hug the Cheshire Cat just one time, that's it.
Well,
That's it. And I'm
here's
not
how
like a
we.
crazy hugger. I'm not like,
No,
that's like not usually my jam, but I would be overtaken with emotion.
I am not a crazy hugger, and yet I got very overwhelmed and emotional when I met Vanellope von Schweetz for the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah. Well, you were dressed really appropriately too,
It was it was a moment, man. It was a moment. I like that though. I really
Mhm.
like that. I don't know if do you want to rebut or do you want to just go right to the vote? Because I don't want to rain on your parade. Like, I think that's awesome.
Well, do you feel like you have some extras that you
I
want to talk
really,
about, Loot? All right,
no,
let's just
I have nothing else to
whoa,
say.
a first again. This is what happens. Let's just go right to the cards. We're gonna go. Smiles are gonna be for Luke Skywalker, and Sad will be for the Cheshire Cat. So Mark's Luke Skywalker will be Smiles, and Sadness will be the Cheshire Cat. Unprecedented. I agree. I mean, listen, I think we all feel the same way that there are some of these just meet and greets that exist in other areas or could be conceptualized and do really, really well. What's
Yeah.
your opinion on the Lightyear meet and greet right now with
I
because
kind
that's
of
getting a
like
lot of flack, you know?
No, I kind of like various iterations of the character. So we've been talking about this extensively over at Chip and Co. It's the #1 article. It has been now for about a week and a half. A lot of people are sounding off on the Tim Allen controversy and why wasn't Tim Allen asked to do it. And we're trying to correct the record. So both Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, after Toy Story 4, kind of they stepped away. Tom Hanks was a little bit more verbose about his desire to not want to be Woody anymore. He said, "This is it. I'm done." Tim Allen wasn't definitive by saying, "I'll never do it again." But what he did say back at the time was he would like to see more Buzz Lightyear, but he doesn't think that that's going to be him, but he doesn't want that to stop the progress for this character. He loves the character,
Yeah.
thinks the character is deserving of stuff. So now flash forward to Chris Evans. I don't think it's Chris Evans' fault. I think Chris Evans did an amazing job. No spoilers, but if you haven't seen Lightyear, I saw it twice already, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I love the story. It is a true science fiction story, and they screwed up the marketing on this. It's not the toy. It's not a human being. In 1995, Andy got a toy based on his favorite movie. This is that movie. So imagine if you were going to the movie theaters in the Toy Story universe, that's what this is. I think Disney marketing screwed that up, and they didn't really explain well enough what the movie is. So then you had all of this stuff creep in, and doubt crept in. Is like, well, why isn't it Tim? They don't want to work with him because of any kind of political leanings. And it has nothing to do with that. He's working on the Santa Claus, people. He's still working for Disney. The directors creatively just wanted a different tone of Buzz Lightyear than the comedic toy version, and so they chose Chris Evans.
I think you're so first of all, on the polls, 14-13 nail biter Luke Skywalker on my side of things.
5-0 Luke Skywalker over here. But
Perfect. Yeah.
yeah.
So Luke Skywalker takes it home. So you take round one. This is gonna sound terrible, but doesn't it kind of feel like Lightyear is Disney's animated version of when they do live actions for all the other animated films? Like, doesn't it kind of feel like that a little bit?
In a way, it's getting the treatment.
I love the film, because like if you really wanted to harp and say that the toy was based off this film, there would be a little bit more of a likeness, just a hair more of a likeness. I could care less that it's not Tim Allen. Like, that doesn't bother me, like I understand the character could be different or whatever. And I also understand and appreciate when actors are like, you know what, I've run my course on this. It's time for somebody else. And the beauty of that is you can find other people that's like Kat Kessida does all of the Jessie voiceover work in the toys and the theme park. I have no idea, and that's my fault. I don't know the actual actress who's tremendous at playing actually Jessie in the films, but I don't know. So you can find other people if you really wanted to have a likeness impression, even though people will complain about it. Like Kermit, like new Kermit, people complain about. What's it? You all right?
I can't remember her name. I'm Googling the movie toys. I think it's Joanne Cusack, if I'm not mistaken, is the
Is it
voice
really?
of Jessie.
Oh yeah, it could be. Could be.
I'm
Could
pretty
be.
sure it's Joanne Cusack. Let me just confirm with my good friend IMDb.
I love when Joanne Cusack in School of Rock is dancing in the bar with Jack Black.
Toy
She's tremendous in
Story,
that.
Toy Story, Toy Story. Joanne Cusack.
Okay, nice. There we go.
Not her first time as a toy. She was in Toys with Robin Williams. Another classic film.
Yeah, man, poor Robert. All right, anyway.
And the way, okay, final thought on this, and the way I sounded off is,
yeah.
you know, good on Tim Allen that he also is comfortable enough as an actor, and he's very gracious in that he can see another actor getting work and stepping into this role and taking on this iconic role and seeing it like a catapult their career like it did for him. Unlike some other actors that have come out on record, I'm not going to name them, but they've said like, I am this character. There will be no movie after I am done with it.
Oh, that's
cool
weird.
on him. Yeah, cool on him that he actually went out and said, like, good for Chris. I'm happy for the character. So glad that another generation of kids are going to fall in love with Lightyear. So,
yeah.
Riley says, my thought on the Toy Story universe, Tim Allen is the voice match for the toy version of Buzz. I like it. All right, number 2, you're up first.
Okay, this one is going to be we've done iterations of this. So, you know, sometimes on in the Discord, things are kind of like crossovers or things we've done in the past. So I don't want to necessarily do things in the past, but we're going to do another open-ended one. And this allows us to build into the think tanks. And I'm glad I'm going first because I do already have an opinion of what new land, and it doesn't matter where, what park, whatever, what new land would you introduce? Now, we've already talked about retheming areas and changing things, so there's been a lot of new land chatter already on this program. But if you can start from scratch, no holds barred, you can put it anywhere. It does not have to fit thematically. Just think, if you wanted IP of a new land, what would you build and what kind of things maybe would be in it, roughly?
I got you. Okay.
Cool. Oh, thank you so much on the shirt. Yeah, this is actually designed by a Disney artist, Gene Gonda. Love you, dude. Thanks for your work and working with us. He actually worked on Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise. He painted is it Bertha, the one elephant in Jungle Cruise? I believe that's her name. The one that's in the elephant swimming ponds that's like spraying water and like is like this. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know which one.
Then I'm just
I do know what you're talking about. I'm just thoroughly enjoying the visual.
So happy. Don't worry, kids. She's got her trunks on. All right, 3, 2, 1. Zootopia. I think so. My biggest thing with any type of new land is you better be able to back it up with new consumers of whatever that land can be. It's really tough to pump out old nostalgia. You know, I want Alice in Wonderland to be in Magic Kingdom, but it just doesn't make sense. They're trying really hard with Alice's Bakery, but it just doesn't, it's not synonymous with it. But Zootopia is getting a new series out on Disney Plus. So I think that will breathe new life and new storylines and arcs of all those little tertiary, secondary characters. Plus, this land has almost like micro lands within it, right? Like you could think of like Tundra Land or the Sahara or the rainforest. And I think a really cool attraction, even if they didn't have those individual groupings and maybe it was just the downtown area, is give us like a really fun monorail or a sky ride that goes through all of those individual lands. It's like a dark ride, would be super, super fun. And I think the food, oversized popsicles, would sell really well. I don't know what they're doing in Tokyo, but this is my take on Zootopia. I just think it would be really fun. And I agree with you. I don't think Alice necessarily grabs everybody. I think it's older for most people. It's dated. It's more nostalgia. Super popular for us old heads, but for the young kids, I don't think they're Alice fans. That's okay. Live my life.
All right. I like it. I want to let you know I do like Zootopia, but I do think I have something better. And it's a very practical solution. So when I'm all set, just tell me to go.
Very pragmatic of you. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, I'm going to be really pragmatic because let's face it, here on the East Coast, we got a real problem. We can't get superheroes because Universal has them on lock. Here's your problem being solved, ladies and gentlemen. We need San Francisco. Let's get a Baymax land. San Francisco with the Big Hero 6. I need a roller coaster where I can fly like Baymax. You know, because you've been to Great Adventure, let's get a coaster where we can ride it on our tummies, fly in some kind of armor like Baymax, soar through the air. Let's get a roller coaster in San Francisco. Quick service dining. Let's go to Aunt May's Cafe where she's serving up things. The cat is there. What's his name? Mochi. I think it's Mochi. The cat can be there in an animatronic. Dude, let's get meet and greets with all of the big Hero 6. We can have Fred go inside, front to back, inside out, turn them all around again, and show us how it's done when you don't want to do laundry. San Francisco, man, it's a lot of fun.
Did you ever see that Tomater and Alien Swirling Saucer that they have that's Baymax in Tokyo Disneyland? They also have really good popcorn in their like Baymaxian style area. All right, I am gonna rebuke this one because I have one thing. It's not anything against yours. I like your idea. All right. 3, 2, 1. I'm just thinking about this. How awesome would it be to go see? Is she a gazelle, Shakira, in concert? Like, could you imagine, like, try anything, like, just, dude, like, jamming. Like, that dance party would be off the chain. Plus, I just really love that shrew, which is one of the most dangerous mammals on the planet, is the Godfather. Could you imagine, like, a little meet and greet with him, like, and my daughter, like, I don't know, it'd just be so adorable.
I could see you in front row. I messed up tonight. I lost and all to find. I lost to myself. You gotta sing it like
dude,
Shakira.
It's a great song.
Yeah, you can barely understand the lyrics though. She doesn't have the best diction as a singer.
Yeah, she's got a lot of vibrato, purposeful, you know.
Yes, I like it, man. I really like it. All right, I got 30 seconds. Yep. I'm not using my 30 to take down your idea either. I'm just trying to prop mine up.
Yeah, just to prop. Yeah, sure.
A few years ago.
Go. Sorry.
A few years ago, we got a glimpse into what a Baymax inspired type of land would be when we had that meet and greet in Epcot. Really cool, but just the theming of that area was a really great aesthetic. I just think there's a lot of opportunities in the superhero genre for the ride. And again, we don't get any kind of superheroes. Having gone to the Avengers campus, I see firsthand how that leaves an impression on young kids, and it is so impactful. Are you satisfied with your theme park?
All right, so let's do smiles are going to be Zootopia and sadness are going to be Baymax. So,
all right,
ready? I got something for the Baymax world. How about they do to solve your plan, like you said? What if they did like a spider? What do they call it? Web slinger. They do a web slinger against that dude who's got all the magnets and stuff. Who's like, you have to like fight him throughout the city, and you're like shooting the pieces. But you know how like each character has their own like little thing, like whether it's the girl who can throw like the chemical stuff. I forget all the characters and their skills, but like right, like you could use all of their skills like in an interactive game, and they could just basically be retheming that. You know, I think that would somewhat work.
Same technology as like web slingers, but with your idea, different screen, but same technology where each one of the seats has a different motion. Maybe Wasabi is slicing and dicing. Maybe
that's what I'm saying. Like you could,
I like it.
You could, but you would have to work together as a team, like as a group. Like there's not a lot of that in. Well, that's
how Web Slingers is. Web Slingers, it's not at the end of the game. It's not your score that goes up on the board. It's the team of Spider-Men that go up on the board. So you want your teammates to get a high score. You don't want to try to like outdo them. You want to point out high value targets and get them to hit them, even if you can't get it.
So I lost this one by 1. It was 10-11. So I'm assuming I probably lost again because your team
3-0. Yeah, 3-0 over here.
So the biggest thing that I love about Toy Story Mania is because it's challenging. There's strategy involved. There's replayability. That's also the reason why I would just dump out Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin, make guns that actually work for Astro Orbiter, but what do they call it? Astro Blasters, and bring that to Disney World because the replayability. But the fact that like Smuggler's Run, give us another mission. in Smuggler's Run, right? Like,
Please,
there's a couple of
please.
things that, you know, like Star Tours, all they had to do was change a couple of the sequences, and it made it very unique and different, right? I know you just heard, and I'm sure you guys probably talked about it at Chip and Co. Like, how amazing is it that we're getting Christmas songs overlaid for Cosmic Rewind?
Yep.
That's like the greatest news ever. This is a Busch Gardens foam hat.
I like
Old
it.
school. It's actually really cool. Somebody in here asked, and
I'm very hopeful.
This is very old school. It has towel. Do you remember those hats that had
I do.
towels in there? Which is
I
like
love it.
perfect for how hot it is here.
I'm hopeful that James Gunn takes the same concept that they use over on the West Coast with the tower, that it's not just a song overlay. They put in new video footage. They change the animatronic. If we can get that, because there's no animatronics, and if it's all screen tech and just getting those actors to maybe this was already shot and we don't know it, but there's a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special that's coming out. Maybe they just shoot a little extra footage.
Wait, did they really? Is that a true thing that you're just saying to me right now?
I swear to God, there's a Guardians.
When's that coming out?
I want to say if it's not 2023, it's 2024. It's soon. There's a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special coming out.
Do you think? I mean, one, they could use that as an active way to promote the new special coming out if they actually had like some sequenced shows, or you precursor it when it comes out in November. No changes of the sequencing, but when they do the extra, because they do this a lot, right? If you think about Rise of the Resistance, all of those like Rey sequences, Poe Dameron sequences were all done while they were actually filming the films. So, you know, like it can intertwine within, and I love when they intertwine the universe like that. So
I would take odds. Knowing James Gunn and what he's done to Guardians rides and other parks, I would be taking odds that right now he's probably cognizant of shooting extra scenes that they're going to use in these rides.
right.
Listen, I'd give you good odds too. I'd give you like 5-1 on it.
Yeah. Well, I hope.
All right.
We can only hope, right? So
next topic, man. That was fun. These are both. I like the open ended. These are very nice.
Yeah. I kind of picked and chose. I also tweaked some things a little bit.
All right.
Because I just, you know, I know what we've done and I know where our headspaces could be. I really, really like this next one.
All right, I'm up first again.
This is a great one. I know this one comes from Kristen. We have food and wine coming up, right? Okay. It's not food though. Just wait, it's not food.
Okay.
So for Flower and Garden, we were getting the overlay with help me out here. Rivers, Colors of the Wind on Space of Earth. And then before that, for Festival of the Arts, we got Rainbow Connection, which was incredible.
Okay.
For Food and Wine Fest, what should our overlay be on Spaceship Earth, if you could design it?
All right.
That little musical sequence is what I mean.
I've got it.
Little projection. Okay, cool. You ready?
I've got it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
We've already seen how popular the Muppets are, that when Kermit did the Rainbow Connection, people lost their mind. People love the Muppets. They need more Muppets in the park. I think that Disney is really understanding and embracing the fanship. You're seeing a lot more content on Disney Plus. So this is a really bloviated way of saying the Swedish Chef should take over the Epcot ball. What better? I know that Remy is kind of the master of ceremonies for the Food and Wine Festival. I know that the cooking rat dominates, but look, he's a small guy. There's a lot of room still left on that stage for the Swedish Chef and all of his assistants to come in and have a little number. We've had that pull from the heartstrings and Rainbow Connection and Colors of the Wind pulled at the heartstrings. Let's laugh a little bit. Let's enjoy life. Let's throw caution to the wind and sing with the Swedish Chef and cry our eyes out, but with laughter.
So the only problem I have with that is like there's no real music that people would be emotionally connected to immediately. So you would need something that would be better than that. And also, all of these projection shows are just LEDs. They're not actually projections. Yeah. So they would have to actually do projections on it and then integrate the LEDs. Still all doable, but I think you're going upstream, right? You're really fighting against the wind. And we've already had the Muppets once. And you've leaned into the Swedish Chef a little bit too much, to be honest, in this show. Anytime there's food, that's your like go-to thing. Yeah, I think Ratatouille actually could be a legitimate one, but here's what I think. Be our guest. Be our guest. Why don't you put their service to the test? Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. And let's put some of those food elements and have a Beauty and the Beast food trail that connects everything together. That way you get not only a synchronous show, but also a flavor experience.
All right. It's a good choice. Be Our Guest is a show-stopping number. But again, I feel like the Muppets are just not represented enough. I would love to hear Bork, Bork, Bork in some form or fashion. You saw to your point, they would have to do a little work on the Epcot Spaceship Earth, but with what they just did with the Illuminations and the live stream of Illuminations, we can see they can add projections in addition to those LED lights. So the tech is there. I would love a full movie, maybe something new, but a full movie on the ball itself.
You're living in fantasy land, and in fact, you're not even living in reality. It's called Harmonious, kid. You're living in Illuminations land.
Oh, I said Illuminations.
Misspoke, got him. So, no, but what's something that's actually realistic, right? Like, yeah, they already have that song. It's already done. You can do just the colors of Beauty and the Beast really easily. It fits synonymously with food and wine. And let's pull it away from Remy for a hot second, and let's actually actively promote something a little bit different. And I think Beauty and the Beast would work effectively on Spaceship Earth.
I like that. We have a question in the comments that I really like. Shasta Gibb said, when is Phantasmic coming back? They haven't announced the date at Walt Disney World. They continue to work on the Phantasmic Amphitheater. It did return out in Disneyland about 2.5 weeks ago, but there has been no definitive announcement yet with the return of Phantasmic on the East Coast. But stay tuned. I would venture a guess it's going to happen within the next few weeks. You'll probably be hearing something sooner rather than later.
Yeah. I'm hoping that we find. I mean, they said by summer, right? Or did they just say by the end of this year? I can't remember the specifics.
I think they said the end of the year. They didn't really commit to summer. All right, let's start a new poll. Smiles for the Swedish Chef, and sad face for B. Guest, be our guest. Put our service to the test. Tie a napkin round your neck, Sherry, and we provide the rest.
Soup du jour, hot hors d'oeuvres, but we only live to serve.
Can I talk for
magic? Oh yeah, go
5
for it,
seconds about? They're at the Rose Tavern out in California. They have the gray stuff, and I don't know if you saw the TikTok. It's not like that little cup of gray stuff that we get.
No, it's not.
It's a massive
mound.
It's a
like a Ritz
it's
a shortbread, but it looks like a Ritz cracker. That's
on a
like
shortbread
oversized.
with raspberry red velvet cake in the center as the base. Dude, chef's kiss. Listen, I'm you, me, Lem, and Jason have to go out to Disneyland. We got a web sling, but we've got to like eat all the things out there.
There's so many good things.
We got to take it over.
So this was a landslide in my court, which I thought I was maybe having a stroke and really wasn't getting anywhere with anybody today and communicating effectively. But it was a 4-20 on my side, so I think I actually took one home.
You won over here as well. You won 3-2 over here. So when that happens, I lose.
Okay.
Number 4. Okay.
So this one I just completely made up because Magic Band Plus is in the works. Right now, this week, behind Galaxy's Hedge, which is our cute name for the hedges in Galaxy's Edge that hide the game, or we're hiding the entrance to the Halcyon, is hosting private events for randomized guests to try the bounty hunter experience. So they're literally grabbing people within the parks, pulling them back there, and having them learn how to play the bounty hunter game, which is going to be debuting, I'm assuming, relatively soon. Which hopefully that gets us to Magic Band Plus no later than August, but there's no real firm date on that as well. We had heard sometime in June. We are almost out of June, so I feel like that is not going to happen. But here's the deal. We had an amazing thing go away called the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, which was an interactive card game that allowed you to use cards and cameras to fight off the villains from taking over the Magic Kingdom. With Magic Band Plus, what interactive feature or trait that you don't know exists or that you would like to expand upon that they've talked about, but how would you like to see Magic Band Plus utilized in an interactive experience?
I think they're in the right direction. Oh, you go first, man. Go ahead.
Oh, no. You're already on something. Hang on. I yield and you're on a tear. How do you stop? How do you stop the hot hand? Go.
I think that they're really onto something with the treasure hunt and you finding the interactive statues, the bounty hunter game. Making the parks more interactive is a great idea. I don't think they should throw the baby out with the bathwater. They have a lot of the interactive components that are there, and I think they should just lean into it. Now, I mean, you have so much like magic. So let's lean into something like maybe Arthurian legend. Let's lean into like Sword in the Stone. You have the sword that's there. It's relatively unused, but let's lean into like Camelot and like let's lean into battling against Morgana and Mad Madam Mim. Let's lean into like fighting some of these evil witches off. Keep going in that direction. Let's not have it be Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, but lean into that lore, enlist the help of like Sorcerer Mickey, get the help of Arthur and Merlin, like have all of these alliances against these evil forces and have to go around and eradicate the evil from the Magic Kingdom. I like the idea.
I'm not gonna lie. Just hearing you talk about all this stuff reminds me of walking into Magic Kingdom. It was a part of our process after rope drop. We would go over, we would get our cards from the firehouse. We would open our decks right there to see what cards we got, and we would play around somewhere in Main Street because that's just the easiest one for our girls. And for them, this was like the tail ends with maybe like a month and a half left. We would have to allocate at least 30 to 45 minutes every time we were in the Magic Kingdom to go get new cards and to go defeat at least one villain. And it was so interactive, and it makes me really miss it. Honestly.
I know, and they have to lean into it because there's a lot of park guests that miss it. But now with the interactive band and just technology and LED technology, you can go even further than they had. And look, man, I'm not going to talk about the park that shall not be named, but what they're doing over in Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade is so amazing. Kids like magic, and like what place has had sort of the market cornered on magic for the last few decades? It's Disney and it's the Magic Kingdom. Just lean right back into it. Give people a chance to become a sorcerer one more time, but do it in a different way. Change the narrative, like upgrade the tech. And I'm so sorry. I totally cheated. I took way more time, but I love that game, dude. I love it.
No, I don't think you're wrong where your head is at. So yeah, okay. So I'm with Marc on this. We need some sort of interactive game that has a leaderboard. That's a way that we can see how good we are doing against others, whether that's in our family or our group, but where we can earn badges or different spells. So I'm going to lean into this as well. But I think there should be some sort of element and takeaway that you could earn, maybe a select pin that would make you, like everyone would see your pin and they would know, oh my gosh, they've gotten this, which would give you access to different magic bands that would allow you to do different spells or different, cast different types of, like enchantments that other groups could not. So like make this like fun exclusivity to work people through a storyline arc and gatekeep certain elements so people have to work and unlock them, much like leveling up in any video game. Please gamify this more. And even with the bounty hunter game, and I'm going to go just a hair over here. Even with the Bounty Hunter game, make it actually worth something. Like something, even if it's a discount or if it's an experience or if it's a meet and greet or if it's a secret food item or drink or piece of merch or t-shirt or like just something that's well, dude, the like smugglers, I'll earn points like crazy in Galaxy's Edge doing the data pad. Where does it go? I have all these credits. I can't do anything with them.
Yeah.
Why can't I use my credits to unlock something and actually do something cool with it? And it does, once again, it could be a total opportunity for me to buy something that is exclusive because I have earned enough credits to purchase this exclusive thing. And you better believe, one, they're monetizing something that already exists. And two, people would get more involved in the parks and stay longer and spend more money, which is what you want in the first place, and create this. You would create, I don't know if you ever saw the Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom people, but they would meet in Tortuga Tavern and in Pecos Bills with binders. The very last day of Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, just books and books of binders of cards, giving away duplicates to people who didn't have full sets, trading with one another, playing the actual physical board game that they sold. Like, it was such an awesome experience.
Yeah.
And I would hate Magic Band Plus just be this like weak RFID that has haptics and LEDs. And if they don't even make them interact with each and every one of the fireworks shows and light up so everybody could hold their bands up and have all the colors show, like all these concerts have been doing for years, like shout out to T Swift. Like, what are we doing? Like, can we please elevate the game? Like, Diagon Alley's been doing RFID on wands forever. What are we doing? Like, if we can't even be at the same level of a competitor with amazing tech, like, anyway, sorry.
Dude,
I feel like I don't even know what we say. I don't even know what we say because, like, we're arguing for the same thing here. It's just like,
here's what we say. You have a spectacular, you have a nighttime spectacular that's named Enchantment. Lean into that titling and name and call it Enchantment the Game or Enchantment the Journey. Just lean into it. And like you said, have there be benchmarks, have there be tangible things that you can win, whether it's an exclusive pin or something that you can give to people upon the completion of specific missions, things that are tradable, all of this stuff. These are all components of Sorcerers that's why I started down this road. We need to reimagine Sorcerers with new tech and upgraded stuff because it added a component to the parks that has been sorely missing now for a few years. And with this RFID technology, you can bring it back and breathe new life into it, but make it even better. Even better. Yeah. Need more stuff like Magic Quest, said Justin.
I want to pull something from the comments here. April mentions the ability to partner up with a character of your choice and accomplish quests or missions. I'll even expand further. What if, depending on the character that you selected, much like RPG games, would help you defeat certain villains, right? So like if you knew you were going against this villain, you knew you would have to work with either these guys because they're elemental water or they're elemental fire or they're elemental, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there was that level of depth, it gives something a little bit more for any guest who wants to just dip their toes in the water in something fun and actually this stuff, if technology is really good, it is magic.
Man,
and for kids, it can be magic.
And sky is the limit for this kind of technology too. Like my mind, as we're talking, goes over to like Tom Sawyer Island, something that's relatively unutilized or underutilized. You can do things on that island and put sensors over there, and you can put elements over to that island to make it come to life, and maybe make that island a little bit more interactive, make it an adventure. And
what if there was like a sorcerer's arena where you could duel against other sorcerers?
You can listen. There's so much stuff that you can do with this technology, and I have faith that the most brilliant minds in Imagineering are thinking forward enough with this right now. The only limitation that I would imagine is holding them back is probably budget and the park just wanting to allocate resources or monies to different things and not to this. But it would be foolish to not invest in this simultaneously while you're building attractions, because something like this, you said it perfectly, This is what keeps people in the park longer. You ride something, you get off, and then what? This, you walk around, you spend money. Hey, like, we're not done with our quest. We got to get lunch at this quick service. Or, then you're wandering into shops. They've got, man, they really have to lean into this. They have to go all in.
Yeah.
So how do we vote on this?
I don't know.
How do we vote?
I almost feel like it's a scratch, like
it's a scratch. Let's go to the 5th round.
I feel like it is, because it's like, what do you even do here? I feel like we both agree with each other that it just needs to be better. And
all right, let's go to the 5th round. Let's do the last topic. Here we go.
So I was debating on topics for the 5th round, because there was nothing that was like really that gripping and that dramatically different. But I'm going to bring up something that came out into a live.
I have one.
Oh, you do? Okay, go for it.
I have one.
I like it.
I just thought of this on the top of my hat as something just flashed up on my screen. An advert just flashed up for Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. Chippendale's Rescue Rangers with Andy Samberg and John Mulaney was a huge success for Disney+. So what property would you want to see come back from the Disney afternoon next?
Holy crap, that is really good. I love that. This is like me being an old person, though, Oh my gosh, what is like some of the ones that I've spent way too much time. See, like, okay, here's the problem with this whole one, though, is there's me being a kid, and then there's me being a park enthusiast who's a business-minded person and what could actually work. So I think I'm going to go with me being a kid, because it's more fun.
It's more fun to go with kid. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, I'm not going with commercial viability.
No.
And
no.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
1 minute.
The gummy bears.
Oh, dude. All right.
Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. First of all, that song was a banger. And
it really was.
Dude, it was like the perfect way to combat against the Care Bears when I was a kid. And each one of the individuals, and it was also kind of like to combat the Smurfs a little bit too, and the Snorks. And it had great messaging. I love anytime people have to battle like goblins or ghouls or monsters. That's why I always loved the Black Cauldron. And even in what was that Muppets thing where they would with the builders and gosh, what were those
Fraggle
guys
Rock?
called? Fraggle Rock. I loved Fraggle Rock for the same reason, that there was like trolls and like kids love mean stuff that's like scary, and like those dudes were horrifying and so much fun. And I just it's cute, it's cuddly, it's marketable, but it's like watching that on a Saturday. It's magic for me.
Dude, I don't disagree. Hold on. Yeah. I don't disagree.
What are you watching ads for?
Wait. I don't want the ad. Come on, ads. Be done already. Let's get this.
Courageous and caring, faithful and friendly with stories to share. All through the forest they sing out
in chorus.
Marching along as their
song fills the air.
Gummy bears, dancing here and there and everywhere.
High Adventure Mountain on the bear. We are the gummy bears. There's one part where he's like, the secrets of gummy berry juice. Dude, could you imagine drinking gummy berry juice in the parks? I couldn't. I can't. It's just probably cranberry juice, but I would love it.
This might be my favorite episode of Tiki Room Radio just for that moment right there. Right there. We got...
Yeah.
Where else? What other live streams do you get the Gummy Bears theme song just at random?
Mm-hmm,
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I got another one. I'm going to go in another direction, but... Yeah. I see your gummy bears. All right. Oh, Tailspin, man. Baloo in Tailspin and Kit riding that kite flyer. That show was incredible. You take an intellectual property like The Jungle Book and you completely and totally reimagine it for an entire new generation of kids. Like, even I love the Jungle Book, but man, listen, we got to face it. By the time we got round to the Jungle Book as kids, even that was a little outdated and old. So this reintroduced the concept of Baloo to an entire generation of kids. It made him into an action hero. He was kind of like that John Goodman, a little overweight, but really lovable and fun. And the crew that they had in Tailspin was awesome. You can't sleep on that theme too. The cool thing about the Disney afternoon was every single show you're like, oh, how are they going to top that? And then Tailspin came along and it was like, that's how they top it. It wasn't the first one, but in a long line of progression of shows, Tailspin was really, really groundbreaking.
And it's nice
We
that
got
you do get
calls for Darkwing Duck. Okay.
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of calls for Darkwing Duck, and I like Darkwing Duck, but it was not my favorite. I really enjoyed him. I even had his little gun. It actually produced smoke, so it was like a plastic little gun that you put these, like, I forget, I think it was like an oil, and it smelled really bad, but it would put out like poofs of this like fake smoke. No joke. Like, I forget. I might even have it still at my parents', but it's like,
let's get dangerous.
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck, who made a cameo appearance in one of the like 9 million cameos in Chippendales Rescue Rangers was Darkwing Duck. So who knows, maybe we're getting some kind of Darkwing Duck show, film, something.
Maybe. If we're getting a reboot of Chip, why can't we get a reboot of Darkwing Duck? I think it's also like a very vocal, cultish group that's into Darkwing Duck that,
It's
I had
fetish?
and was it on Disney? I don't think it was on Disney. There was another duck that was one of my favorites. Do you remember Count Duckula?
I do remember Count Duckula. I was growing up, the quintessential duck in this household was Howard the Duck.
Well, yeah.
Marvel Studios Howard the Duck.
Wasn't that a Steven Spielberg film?
It was with Leah Thompson.
I love that film.
That movie was great. I just remember, I don't remember the actor's name. I just remember that Mr. Rooney played prominent from.
Yeah, and he was like the wacko scientist at the end whose like eyes were all crazy and he's like, ah! And you're like, oh geez. It was really funny when they went to like where Howard was from. Like Howard was from like just like this like crazy where everybody was humanoid duck people,
All right, I'm going to throw the poll up. Smiles for Gummy Bears, sad face for Tailspin. Here we go. Smiles for Gummy Bears, sad faces for Tailspin. Dude, the Disney afternoon, kids don't understand. Great. Kids don't understand that you would run home from school and that was what was on TV. It was like that. I remember Double Dare as a kid, running home to get home to Double Dare, that. And then, dude, when was GoBots on? Do you remember USA Network and the GoBots, who were like the real cheap version of Transformers?
Yeah, I don't remember what channel it was on, but I never got into like Transformers and stuff when I was a kid. I was more into like the Snorks and the Smurfs and the Wuzzles. Which I think were the ones that like there was like a bear. Bumble Lion was like a bear and a lion combined. There was like a bunch of other characters that was just like animals jammed together. I liked Legends with a Hidden Temple. I liked what was the aggro crag? Guts? Was that Guts?
Guts.
And then Salute Your Shorts and Hey Dude and
You've Got Guts.
These are all the shows.
Ren and Stimpy, Rocko's Modern Life. All good.
Real Monsters was starting to get the tail end of things. There was also another show with, what was it? Bobby's World with Howie Mandel. Do you remember Bobby's World?
I remember Bobby's World with Howie Mandel. So I was in a Hot Topic the other day.
Popples.
There was a Funko Pop figure of Powdered Toast Man, and I almost bought it. Quick Man.
So my buddy, he runs a like a nostalgia like podcast. It's like all basically like 80s stuff, and they go through movies and nostalgia. He just ran into Pete and Pete. Do you remember Pete and
What?
Pete?
I remember Pete and Pete.
Yeah, and I was like, and the first thing I had to ask him was, did you ask about Artie, the strongest man in the world, and how they beat up the ocean? Oh my gosh, Tiny Toons, like you guys are speaking my language.
How did we do over
Land of the
here?
Lost, Thundercats, yup, all this
Land of
stuff.
the Lost,
Oh, I
absolutely.
didn't. I
Saturday
wasn't even
morning.
looking. I was having too much. There was like too much fun. So, wait, who is what? I got a
Tailspin was
12 to
sad.
9.
Tailspin was sad.
Okay, so I 12 smiles, 9 sad. So
All
I
right,
up
it's
on
three.
3.
It's 3-0 here, so that's an exact tie. So
That's a tie. I like it.
I think I win this episode, but not handily because we had a push and a push. So I think it was 2-1 when all
Yeah,
was said
you
and
know
done.
what? I think we had really good ideas for all of these things, and I would like to see all of them happen. So, not one of them is the only one I would say I'm not against, but I just think is illogical is the Muppets one with Swedish Chef on
Pork,
Space
pork,
Earth.
pork. Well,
Or
you could
pork?
also have you could have the TikTok.
Well, so that dude, that guy is the funniest with his ones. I love his one he just did with Waldorf and
It's
Statler.
yes.
So
Oh, we're
that dude,
supposed to sing now.
uh, I think we need a tenor. A what? You need to be 10 or 11 miles away. Oh,
Oh,
they're so good.
they are very, very good.
Yeah,
So
they're really well done.
I think I actually represented for once. I have been on a steep decline
Mm,
on my debate, so it was nice to kind of feel my oats a little bit and get back into the fray, man. But so tell us
yeah.
what's going on. You've got so much stuff going on, but before we go, like plug a project, let us know what we can do and find you and follow you. I mean, you are huge on TikTok. I love what you're doing over here. Like I just shake my head all the time watching and ghosting you from work. I've got you on the computer and I'm working. I'm like, man, he just never stops. You're like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, I mean, just like anything else, you show up consistently enough and remain positive, and just over time, things grow and develop. And the shirt, this is from us, walruscarp.com, our theme park clothing company. This is our 20,000 treats under the sea. The I guess like there's not really anything that's like major going on. We always have our live streams on Mondays and Wednesdays in the parks, and then of course we do our YouTube premieres. Big YouTube premiere next week will be for the Magical Race, which was designed and created by Tattoo Disney Dad and Magical Mama, his wife Danielle, where we went to 18 resorts, 4 parks, did 4 speed bumps, and had to find 20 hidden Mickeys and use all 4 modes of transportation in one day. We finished within a minute and 30 seconds of one another, Jason and I, as we ran around like crazy. I learned a lot from that, but it was a really fun experience, and I look forward to more of those challenges. The next challenge I have on the docket for myself is to do every single dark ride, which is going to make me have to figure out a real true definition of what a dark ride would be in Disney. But I want to do all of the dark rides in Disney World in one day.
I like it. Dude, challenges are a lot of fun. They add a whole new dimension to the park. So I'm all for it. When you come
Yeah.
up with some of these challenges, let me know. I'm going to be coming down for Food and Wine. I'll be premiering Food and Wine and hanging out with the guys over at Shipping Company. Just like walking around on the 14th and showing out. But we've got to stay in August as well. But man, I'm so excited. The girls are done with school tomorrow. I'm so excited for the summer officially begins tomorrow. And that's why people have been asking. So DisLife isn't going anywhere, but in the summer, like all of us are dads, everyone's very busy. With the summer season, we're trying to find a way to find that balance with content creation and being around for our family. So a lot of shows, TV shows move, and a lot of things go away for the summer, and they do reruns, and then they come back in the fall. That's kind of the way that we're approaching this, is from like an entertainment standpoint of the summer. We're going to spend that time at the pool, watching movies, hanging out with the family. We're going to be back like gangbusters at the end of September, but like DisLife isn't going anywhere. And Kirk and I talked about this a little bit too. If you want to fill in ever, like and come and debate, come and represent Team DisLife. Jackie did an amazing job. Cheryl did a great job.
This would be a good plug for Discord, right? So once again, if you're not involved in our community and you would like to be and you would like to step up, now there is a little caveat in the fact that you have to have 1,000 followers on TikTok to be able to do this. But that just shows that you're building your own audience and you want to promote yourself. So if you fill that void and you would like to do it, just pop into the Discord. We have a whole entire section for Tiki Room Radio and say, hey, I want in on this date, and you're there.
Tag in. So this is a lot of fun. Thank you so much again for hanging out with us. We will see you every single Thursday here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with brand new Disney debates. Until next time, as always, we say farewell and aloha to you.
Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 bum.
Ole, ole. And cut. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. It's really hard to engage with the comments. No ice cubes. It's mental gymnastics to try to do all of
we
these
do
things.
we do a lot of like nonverbal communication to people, like try to acknowledge and mouth names and things like that, because it is like one of those weird things where it is a show, but it's also an interactive show, but you don't want to just disrupt. Especially you can hear, like, we're so passionate about things, we get onto these rants that it's impossible to stop talking sometimes. Actually, for me, most times.
And April, the hat thing was also bothering me, so I did if you notice, I did do a
You
shift.
did move. You did
Yeah,
move.
I was like this, and I'm like, I just keep looking at myself with horns. I'm like, I gotta move.
Yeah,
So I have to get
it's
out
just
the
the hat.
way.
It's just the hat, yeah.
It's just the hat, man.
Yeah.
I like this hat. You have this hat as well.
I do have that hat. I don't wear it often, though. I really don't. I just look at it, which is weird to buy things to just look at.
I get it, man.
That happens a lot.
So I'm gonna go. Thank you, everybody. Linda's putting the little one to bed. I'm sorry I was a few minutes late. We were having a conversation, which we need to continue. So I have to catch her before she goes to bed and then wakes up for work in the morning. DisLife is my family's comfort podcast. My 3 kids and I listen each week. Thank you so much. Thank you. Listen, we're having so much fun right now. Greg and we really are having so much fun. We laugh until we cry on these podcasts. If you would like more podcasts, I have started working for Chip and Company. I'm on their entertainment and review, and that's a pure entertainment review show. So we talk about Disney Plus and upcoming releases. We talk about all the goings on in Hollywood. But if you want, there's a show called And Company. Chip goes away, and it's Greg and myself. It drops every Friday. We have 3 episodes. You can go back. And it talks about the top 4 articles as chosen by the community for the week. So whatever is getting the most clicks and likes and traction, we recap and we editorialize those articles. And then we have a random Rushmore every single week. We don't know what it is until we hit the record button. And if Greg does the random Rushmore, then I do the spicy hot take, or vice versa. And then the spicy hot take is just the straight up editorial, no debate. It's just one person kind of goes off. I went off on the Mickey pretzel, little bit of a sneak peek for tomorrow. I went hard on the Mickey pretzel, and I talked up.
You're not wrong. Whatever you're saying is not wrong. There's so many other better pretzels on property.
Yeah, so I talked up like the Baseline Tap House and Pongu Pongu, and even Germany. I was like, do not eat that compressed sawdust. Disgusting.
And Jock Lindsay's.
Jock Lindsay's.
Happy hour,
Colby
$6.
Jack.
Colby Jack. Top 5 cheeses. Colby Jack. That dude loves Colby Jack. And you're getting all the love in here.
So
everybody's giving you love.
Jackie,
Maria,
Jackie
Kelsey,
said,
Jackie,
love you.
Taylor.
Yeah, yep. Jackie says, love you, Marc. Thank you for taking time for the Pocket Fam. Thank you guys. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. It was
Kids,
just one of those things.
He's got to go in the pocket for a little bit.
Yeah,
we all do.
He'll
come back out.
I told Kirk, I was like, yeah, there ain't no quitting me. I said it was just one of those things that Lightyear did this too. We do this almost all the time. Lightyear did this for me. So have you seen Lightyear?
Not yet, but
Okay.
Mel and the kids did. They loved it.
Okay. So the premise, there's a concept in Lightyear. It's called time dilation, and it's very wonky. It's very sci-fi. It's very physics, but moving at different speeds. And, you had the people that were on Takani Prime and they weren't going anywhere. And then he was approaching hyperspeed. So for him, 4 minutes was 4 years in their time. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt like that as a dad, that sometimes you look back and you feel like that 4 minutes went so quick, and you look at, like, I looked over at my daughter and we're watching Lightyear, and then now I looked over at Lightyear, I've got the time hops of me taking her like her first movie when she was 3, and I looked over and it was like a gut punch. You only have so many summers, you only have these moments, so just maximize them. And I love doing this, but Kirk, you do such a great job with it of parsing that time, and like, this is time for the girls, this is time for Mel, and I am just trying to be conscious of that and do that as well, especially in the summer when everyone's not running around with different activities, is making sure, watching movies on the side of the house and putting the big screen projector up, being in the pool, taking spontaneous trips and just doing stuff. And sometimes that's hard if you overcommit yourself and you say, hey, I'm going to podcast on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It just becomes a little cumbersome. So I just left a little room, guys, for the other, but I'm not going anywhere. And if there's no movie or something that night, like, I'm around. I'm going to be around.
Dude, you never hear 90-year-olds go, man, I wish I would have worked more.
Correct.
So I think about that often, and people ask me, like, why do you live stream like crazy long? Because I don't want to have to go to the parks more than I really need to be able to project it. So going long and doing almost 30 hours across 2 days gets me a full work weekend, 2 days, so I can be home and present. So,
Yep.
I respect totally.
I get
baby.
it. I get it. And like I said to you too, like, the goal for us has never changed. It's, we still want to be at Florida, but so much of Lightyear is about the mission. He constantly focuses on the mission. That's still my mission, but I also can't forget the in between of the getting there, because then when I get there, it's, what was it for? And I've worked with a lot of guys who have a lot of money and they're super successful, and the one regret that they have is now the kids are out the house. They spent so many years chasing the insurance game, bigger house, bigger cars, bigger this, and the kids are gone, and the money's there, but there's no one there to do it with. And I see it for them. I see the sadness. So I just don't want to make those mistakes in my own life. And this was me course correcting before I got to a point where I think I just overdid it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Understand, respect, totally get that. And I think a lot of people have that moment. Mel said the greatest thing ever to me, this was even before kids, the work never ends.
No. And it doesn't.
And so it doesn't matter how much you work, it won't change. So, you got to live in the moment, be present, and nothing is certain. So, that's one of those things where you just got to take advantage when you can.
Love you,
so,
Pocket
all right,
fam.
Kiddos. Love you guys too. Thanks for hanging out with us, and have a great rest of your week. Tomorrow we'll be back with Kate to do some distry. We'll be doing the Phantom 5, which is actually the minstrel crew that's playing music on the left-hand side as you enter the graveyard. Not to be confused with the Mellow Men, who would be actually known as the Singing Busts, who typically, even in the one book we have, are mislabeled. So we'll probably only get through those two and maybe a handful of the Ghosts in the Graveyard for Distry tomorrow, and then we'll be back at it on Monday with more live streams for Selena's Carpe Diem Day. So I'll see you guys there, and thank you so much for hanging out, and please join Discord or hang out, follow Mr. Marcus Aurelius, who's putting a ton of content still out in TikTok. So,
dude, check out the Pim's Test Kitchen vlog. That was for you.
I just saw it, dude.
All right.
I watched the pretzels change, and I got sad that I've never. I need to try that candy bar. That candy bar, dude.
Choco Smash.
The Choco Smash looks so good. Out of all the things, and like the chicken sandwich, we've talked about this. Like, all the food there looks so. The food is better in Disneyland. I've just said it.
It's quick service food. Yes. There's not, on the table service side, nothing compares with Walt Disney World. Nothing.
Well, they just don't have as many offerings.
They don't have as many offerings, but so they've thrown what they can into the quick service department, and their quick service is spectacular. Jolly Holiday Bakery.
Jackie goes, longest goodbye ever. Yeah, this is like, you hang up. No, you hang up.
No, you
hang
do.
up first.
You hang up.
No, you hang up.
You hang up.
No, you hang up. All right, you guys. Have a great night. See ya. I'm going to go watch Kenobi. Man, I'm so excited. All right. Good night, guys.